Hi everyone. So sorry about the delay. It is my day off, so I lose track of time. But I am here and I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I unwind on my days off. For those who don't know, my name is Ariana. I am a full-time student at LIM College and I study fashion media. And when I'm not studying, I'm working as a communications and events assistant at Givenchy. So I'm quite busy all the time, so when I do have time off, I tend to not want to get dressed. I am quite lazy, which is pretty much how I feel like everyone should treat their days off. If I don't have to leave my apartment, I won't. So, this is kind of my unwinding self care routine. I'm going to take you through some products that I've been using to enhance this routine that I've kind of started myself. It usually starts with a slow morning and then it kind of just turns into a lazy day in bed. But I never um, neglect my skincare routine or just making sure that I feel best. And Wednesday is a great time to do a reset like this because it's in the middle of the week. It prepares you mentally for what's to come in the next couple of days if you're working or if you go to school. And then of course you can do it all again on Sunday. So I'm going to share with you guys a few of my favorite products, kind of what's been getting me through the day, some new products that also have been instrumental in my new skincare routine. As you can see, I deal with some hyperpigmentation, and it's from a very bad breakout that I experienced during Fashion Week and the Met Gala this past September. So I've been trying to combat these scars that have been left. So I was introduced to a new skincare line. I was actually introduced to the skincare line back in 2020. But this is my first time using it, and I'm going to share more about that. But yes, so wait for a couple people to join and then get into this reset with me. Okay, so to get started with this live stream, I'm going to take you through my skincare routine. So I just got out of the shower. I exfoliated my skin before I joined. I already washed my face as well. I use a lot of SPF, especially on my days off. I just put layers of SPF on my face. It's like the number one skincare product in terms of helping with hyperpigmentation. So when I take off, whether I'm wearing a full face of makeup or if I'm wearing a ton of SPF, I first love to go in with my butter cleanser and its skincare brush. So this is I don't know if that's being shown. So this set is really helpful. It's I used to use a Clarisonic brush, but what I love about this brush is that it is rubber bristles instead of an actual brush, so the hairs don't get stained with makeup. It doesn't trap bacteria or oils, whereas this brush, it has that antimicrobial bristles so that when you do use it to clean your face, nothing is getting trapped, nothing is locking in. So those oils, like any acne oils, leftover oils from your makeup, leftover residue, like none of that is getting trapped into this brush. And I love to use it with the cleanser. I first like to apply this cleanser to my face directly, and then after that I go in and put some on the brush, and I do the 1 to 2 minutes on the pulsating speed, so that way it's really penetrating into my pores and unclogging them and taking out any of those oils and impurities obviously living in New York, I don't know what's in the air, so it's important to make sure that none of that is left on my face when I come inside. And this cleanser is really soothing. I have very sensitive skin, so this cleanser, it has coconut oil, which is great for hydrating, and then it also has lavender flower extract to condition and calm your complexion. So I love these products, and I love to use them together because I do find that they work really well. I haven't really tried this brush with any of my other cleansers, but before I even go in with either of these, I do like to use an oil-based cleanser just to get off my SPF, to get off my makeup. It really does break it down first and foremost before you then go in and cleanse with your cleanser. So I always recommend using an oil cleanser before going in with any type of cleanser. So I use the same for this. And then once that is done, I like to go in with an exfoliation. I've currently been using an AHA, BHA exfoliator from, I want to say, Ola Henriksen, and it's really good just to get off that extra dead skin. I find when I use this brush before, it kind of loosens that. So then when I go in with my scrub or my exfoliator, whether it's like a powder base from like Tatcha, I find that it's then able to then lift off all of that dead skin and any remaining dirt. So it sounds gross because it is, but it's what keeps your skin really clean. And I love having the feeling of clean skin. I cleanse the most out of my entire skincare routine. So then once that is done with, I then go in with a toner. And I think a toner is the most essential part of any skincare routine. I honestly think that when I stopped consistently toning my skin, I saw really bad. I felt like my skin was becoming clogged more frequently. The pH balance was off. So the great thing about this toner is that it is an AHA BHA, which is what I look for when I search for skincare products. Again, I experienced a really bad breakout during Fashion Week, during the Met Gala. So I've been trying to combat the hyperpigmentation, and what I love about this AHA BHA toner, it not only has those chemicals in it to exfoliate your skin, but it also has rose water in it. So it's very calming. So if you have sensitive skin, it's not going to irritate it. So that is probably why I love this toner the most. And it came with exfoliating pads, which they were very thin and easy to disperse the product all over. So you're not wasting product on like thick cotton pads. So I do recommend using a thin exfoliating pad to then use this toner with, just so that it's easy to get off all the leftover dirt, any oil residue, anything that maybe you didn't get off when you cleansed your face. And I have seen a very vast improvement in my skin's complexion. So because I am Black, the hyperpigmentation I experience is very different than the hyperpigmentation someone who is of a lighter complexion. And even though I am a lighter complexion, because my skin produces melanin, it then is darker than my actual complexion. So in order to achieve an even skin tone, it's quite hard. So that's why I love Butter. It is probably one of the best brands for POC, but in particularly Black skin, because it is formulated by Black people for Black people. So that's why I feel like I've seen a great improvement in my skin texture overall. So if you're just joining, I'm sharing my favorite products to unwind through the day. My name is Ariana, and I'm a fashion media undergraduate at LAM College here in New York City, and I also work as an assistant at Givenchy. So I'm quite busy all the time. I'm always wearing makeup, and when I'm not, I'm always wearing SPF. So my skin takes a beating all the time. So I'm sharing the products that I love to use when I need to unwind, and every day, honestly, but especially when I have the extra time to really care for my skin. These are the products that I love, and I've been using for the past 2-3 weeks, and I've been seeing a vast improvement in my skin. When I call my mom, she is like thrilled that my skin is improving, because it makes you kind of sad when your skin's not cooperating. So these products from Butter are honestly life-changing. I should have listened to my friends when they recommended them to me a couple years ago, and so I'm really glad that I got a chance to finally try them. So first I go in with my cleanser using the pulsating Vibe brush that they have. Once I do that, I go in with any exfoliating needs, if I'm doing a peel, if I'm doing a mask, and then I go in and I tone. Toning is so important when you are doing a skincare routine, regardless if you have dry, sensitive, oily combination skin. Toning is the key to restoring that pH balance. And then after that, I love to go in with serum. So my skin typically feels quite raw after all of the exfoliation, which is why you're only supposed to do it like 2-3 times a week. And so it's important that I then restore that, my skin's layer, with some hydrating serums. I like to go in with any serums that have like niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, but I also like to go in with vitamin C. While vitamin C isn't a targeting hyperpigmentation like agent, it is a brightening agent. So you're not going to see direct results using a vitamin C serum for hyperpigmentation, but you are going to see vast improvement in the overall brightness of your skin tone. So I also like to use their vitamin C serum. This serum is packed with antioxidants in addition to vitamin C itself. I love the dropper. It is, first, a very secure bottle, so you're not going, and the fact that it's darkened, you're not going to lose the potency of the vitamin C because light isn't going to be able to penetrate this bottle. So it does have a longer shelf life than other vitamin C serums, but the dropper is just, it's beautiful, and it applies the product really easily, and it doesn't waste product, which is what I find to be very helpful, because you can tend to get a little over happy with using a lot of serums. And so this applies just enough product. You only need a few drops, and then you massage it into your skin. I tend to use this during the day rather than at night, just because I find that this doesn't really react well with any of the AHAs that I use at night. But during the day, this works really well with the SPF that I use, my moisturizers, and the other hydrating serums that I use. So I go in with a couple drops of this in the morning, but the times I have used it at night, it does work well, but I can't use AHAs with it. And then once that is applied and absorbed, of course, I take a couple minutes in between products just so that it sits into my skin. And then the goal after that is to look kind of how I look now, like a glazed donut. I feel like if products are just quickly absorbed into my skin isn't hydrated, and that just could be a me thing. But I like to feel product on my face. I don't know, that's just me. So I like going in with shea butter. Shea butter was introduced to me by my friends from Ghana, Nigeria. They use shea butter religiously to make sure that their complexion is just top tier. And if you know anyone from either of those countries, you know that their skin is typically flawless. So I take a lot of advice from my friends who use shea butter. Especially, it's really helpful in combating hyperpigmentation. It's one of the most like natural ways to do it. So I love using shea butter, and I love lathering it all over my face. You really only need a little. Luckily, butter makes a shea butter that is pretty easy to apply, because some shea butters are a lot harder, especially if they're from Ghana. This one is from Ghana, but I do feel like, and it is unrefined, but it does have a smoother kind of consistency, as you can kind of see there. It's not whipped, but it's definitely not super raw, which is kind of what I'm used to. You really would have to work the product in your hands and then press it. Because I'm lazy from time to time, I like to just use my finger, and I apply just a couple spots on my face, and then I go in with Drunk Elephant's marula oil, and I use that to kind of buff that into my skin, and it applies evenly. I massage it, and then I press with my palms, which is typically what you're supposed to do. Again, I sometimes get lazy. I just massage it into my face directly, but again, whatever helps. But I do love using this. It's super hydrating, especially in the winter times. New York winter is brutal. So, and from someone who's grown up in Michigan as well, like I'm just used to my skin being super dry. So this is great at hydrating my skin and keeping it hydrated overnight. I find that overnight creams don't really work well for me. They pile the other products that I've layered on, even if I wait a long time, or they just absorb way too quickly. But this is like the perfect moisturizer to use at night. It's heavy enough to last all night. I will say that I won't use this as much during the day, just because I find that my makeup applies a little, I wouldn't say cakeier, but it because this is so thick, and if you're not careful with how much you apply, then it becomes a little bit harder to then apply makeup. And I typically wear a good amount of makeup on my face to cover the hyperpigmentation. So I don't typically use this during the day when I wear makeup, but at night it is amazing. And I also put it all on my neck, and I use it, even though this is the facial one, I do put it like on my neck, and I put it on like parts of my shoulders and sometimes just on my hands, because why not? It is just shea butter, and there is no other added ingredients, which is amazing, because you oftentimes find that shea butter has scents in it, and it just doesn't need all of that. So that is the first part of my unwinding. I take care of my skin. I'm a big skincare person. I've got a closet full of skincare in addition to what's in my bathroom and what's in my travel bag. And I really love Butter. I think that they are probably one of the best skincare brands for Black skin in general. But I also feel like if you aren't Black, that these products will work for you, and you would probably see great results with them as well. I love that it's formulated for Black people by Black people, because sometimes certain products don't target the melanin production that is found in Black skin. So when you're looking to even your complexion, when you're looking to brighten, to have an even skin tone, to target texture, it's a little bit different, just because our skin is different. So nothing wrong with that. But it's also important to know that there are brands out there that are meant for POC skin. And this is one of my favorite by far. So I go in with my skincare, and then after that, it becomes real with just kind of taking care of the rest of my body. Especially after I take a long, like 30-minute shower. I have dry hands. I experience dry like elbows. Very weird. Sometimes like the middle of my back is really dry. So I also think it's in part to the winter, also the air. It's just a lot different than what I experienced in London. So I go in with a body scrub, and I am also very new to body scrubs, because I don't typically take that much time, but since I've become so busy, I really do find that my days off are better when I like spend time taking care of myself. So this Neem hand and body scrub has been a lifesaver. It has been like below 20, it feels like, here in New York. And I love to go in with this scrub after being inside all day, or being outside all day, because it really is one of the like nicest scrubs I've used. This is what it looks like, so don't be alarmed. But it is like a sugar-based scrub, and this scrub not only smells really well, it smells really nice, but it applies really well. And how my hands look after using it, like you would think that, like, I don't know, I just went to go to the spa or something. My hands are so incredibly soft for it being winter. And they're incredibly moisturized, because I go in then with their shea butter. You guys, I love shea butter. Like, maybe, I know this is like, maybe it's just a household thing, and maybe it's because I grew up with so many like people, like, I don't know, my family, my friends who are from like different parts of Africa, we just all swear by shea butter. It does us no wrong. Lotion doesn't work. We tend to get ashier. So shea butter is a holy grail. If you don't have shea butter in your apartment or in your house, you're doing something wrong. You can use shea butter for like anything. You can put it in your hair. You can use it on your face, your body, your feet, like everywhere. Like, I just love shea butter. So this is what the shea butter looks like. I'll share that with you guys. Shea butter is an essential. And you can find a lot of shea butter can be kind of shady in the sense of a lot of people tend, when it's like overly processed and like sold in stores, it can have fragrances, other ingredients that just aren't needed. Shea butter itself from Ghana especially is like holy grail. It is like the secret to life. So you want to keep it in a cool place is what I do, and it's what it says on here as well. So I know I'm doing something right. But yes, unrefined shea butter is what I go in with on my my hands after I use the scrub. And I also just love the smell of neem. I don't know what it is, but it's like one of my favorite essential oils. So after I'm done with all of that, I like want to just lay in bed, which I think is pretty normal to do on a day off. Maybe it's just me, but I love to lay in bed. I love to watch movies, and I love to set an ambiance for my apartment. So I today am going to be doing this, and I'm going to be lighting some new candles. I think there's nothing better than lighting like new candles. Like, who doesn't like that? So I really like the packaging on these. These are so stunning. I just love the minimal black design. I'm not someone who likes all of like the big kind of different like designs on candles that you can often find. What I'm noticing from the beginning is that this is a very different wick that I've ever seen. So I'm kind of interested to see how this burns. So I will report back to you on this. I know these are sold out. The scents that I have are sold out, but I would definitely recommend checking out this brand just because from the smell of it, like as soon as I opened my the jar, like you could smell it immediately. This would have been perfect during the fall. It smells like a gingerbread cookie, which I love. So I'm gonna light this candle and call it a night, even though it's 4:30. But I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, the products I shared, any information I shared. Again, I'm not a skincare professional, anything of that sort, but I do enjoy skincare, and I know I've struggled with a lot of different skin issues. So this is definitely something that I'm very passionate about, and I'm glad that I was able to try out finally some of these products that I've heard so many good things about. And I can definitely say for the price point too, these products are amazing. So definitely recommend giving them a try. You can shop this live stream for an additional 30 minutes. I think you get a percentage off. So I definitely recommend investing in some of these Black-owned brands. They work really well, and I wouldn't recommend anything less than this. So I hope you guys have a great day, and happy Groundhog's Day. It's also 2/2/22. And I don't know what that means, but I hope it's some sort of good omen. And it's also Black History Month. So I hope you guys learn something, go to an exhibit, and learn something that you didn't know. I don't know. I just hope that you guys enjoy this month and you use it as an opportunity to branch out, try new products, learn about new artists, and of course, understand how impactful Black history is. So have a great night, and I hope to see you guys next week when I go live again.